Hey guys, and welcome back.
And if you're new here, thanks for joining us today.
So first off, happy Easter. And
I can't say that word.
no madversary?
No.
It is our 1 year being full-timers today. Well, not the exact day, but Easter. Because we took off on Easter Sunday.
We did. We went across the street.
Yeah. As you know, we were stationary for 2 years in Pompano Beach at a little park called Highland Pines. Highland Pines, yeah, RV resort. And we had purchased our 1,000 Trails membership. And by the time it became active...
Right, so there's a certain period you have to wait for your funds to clear and for 1,000 Trails to activate you. And it took us 2 weeks.
It took 2 weeks, and we still had some upcoming appointments that were needed. So we just decided, hey, directly across the street, there's a Trails Collection Park.
There's two.
There's
actually.
two, yes. Yeah. Breezy Hills and Highland Woods in
Right.
Pompano Beach. So we made our first reservation and went directly across the street.
Literally, we literally drove through one driveway and the intersection, which is a two-way, into the next driveway.
Crazy, but it was so exciting for us.
It was.
It was.
It was. It was exciting and scary. It was exciting for Angie, and it was scary for me.
Well, I guess that's where my first question of, what did you think full timing would have been like before we entered this lifestyle, since you're saying it was scary for you?
Right, so I wasn't ready emotionally, and I didn't think financially we were ready either. Angie has a different view, and sometimes she forces things. So she was like, that's it. This is when I want it to happen. And it happened, sort of against my will.
Let me stop her there just for a moment, because it sounds like I'm so abusive.
No, not at all.
The park that we were at, it was either a matter of going month to month, which would have been crazy expensive, or signing another year lease. So it would have been the option of staying here another year before we can go full time, or paying something outrageous for rent month to month until she was ready, which would have been in a few more months anyways.
Right. Or moving to another park that would have been more affordable. But you didn't want to entertain any of those things.
No, I didn't want to entertain moving to another park.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think for the first 4 or 5 months, I felt displaced.
Yeah.
I felt very uncomfortable and displaced. I think because, I took off feeling not 100% ready, maybe 80% ready, just not 100% ready. And I understand that you're never going to be 100% ready. It was my 100%. It necessarily wasn't 100%, but it was my 100%. And yeah, we were traveling and I felt displaced. Like, I would wake up all of a sudden and be like, where am I? Like, where am I? What is this? Like, I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere, And I had that conversation with you. I did. I mentioned to her, like, I feel really weird.
She was bummed.
I feel really displaced. Like, I don't belong anywhere. Like, I'm meandering. I wasn't unhappy per se. I just had like this weird funk going on that I couldn't like figure out. Like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And we talked through it. And at that point, I'm just like, look, if you want to go back, or if you want to go and stay at a park, and sign a lease, we could do that. If you want to go to an apartment, if you want to leave this behind and ditch it and go to an apartment, we could do that too. She's like, whatever you want to do for you to feel better, for you to feel more happy, for you not to have this feeling of being displaced. And I think hearing those words really helped me. And it also, like, I didn't want to give up either. Like, it was too soon to give up. In my mind, I had to figure out, what is this what is this displaced feeling that I'm having that I've never had ever in my life, you know? And then I think we were at Peace River.
Okay.
And something clicked in my brain. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, I woke up one day and I was like, this displaced feeling is kind of weird, but it really doesn't matter what the outside is, because I'm always in here, and like I'm not always in the RV. I go outside, but I live in here, and this is the same thing all the time, and this is mine, and this is where I belong, and this belongs to me, and I belong to it, and you know, like all those things. And I was like, oh, I think I figured it out. I think I got this.
This is home.
So then I gave it a couple of days before I told Angie. I wanted to make sure that I was like not gonna tell her that and then take it back, you know. And sure enough, it clicked in my head. It reversed, and I was like, okay, I get it now. Like, I understand. I don't have to feel displaced, because the outside I'm visiting. On the outside I'm visiting. On the inside is where I belong. It's where I am. It's my home. I'm not displaced. I belong here. It belongs to me. Outside I'm visiting. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it went away. That feeling went away.
Yeah.
And then I started enjoying myself a lot more.
She did. You can tell that her like whole vibe changed.
Yeah. But you telling me, hey, you know, this doesn't have to be. You know, I'm not forcing your arm into this. And I know she's not forcing my arm into it. But there's a difference between knowing something and then hearing it, you know. And her telling me, we can go into an apartment, we can go park the RV somewhere else, we can do whatever you want. We could do 6 months, we could do 9 months, we could just, it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes for you not to feel this way, you know. And I think hearing that also made me think, like, well, why do I feel this way? Like, what is it? You know, and I also didn't want to give up.
Right.
So that was my thing, and now like I'm ready to keep going.
Yeah.
I don't have a stop date.
Okay. Remember back when we were stationary, I'd be like, we're gonna be full timing, and she's like, no, only 6 months out of the year, only 9 months. If you go back and watch us, every time I'd say that, she'd correct me. And we haven't talked about settling down somewhere for a few months out of the year to keep traveling.
Yeah, I think it would be a good respite. I can understand how, like, try this particular part of the year in terms of Thousand Trails, a high season, having to move every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming.
It's more draining. It is.
Yeah, it's a little more tiring. I think we're getting better. I mean, we've reduced some of the stuff on the outside to make it easier. But I could see, like, maybe finding a place that you could, like, sort of park it for a few months.
Yeah.
And, like, getting all the things done, like, you know, getting your car tuned up and getting tires, you know, those sorts of
doing all your annual medical visits.
Right, and like having like one centralized place where you could do that for a couple months a year, 2 or 3 months a year. I could see how, like, that would be beneficial.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a permanent place.
No.
It could be any campground that you could stay for, you know, 3 months.
I would agree with that. I mean, I saw like full timing every month. But after experiencing high season in Florida with the restrictions that we have, which for us, high season starts December 1st.
Right.
And 2 out of the 3 campgrounds ends April 1st, the third one, which I believe is Orlando.
2 out of the 3,000 trails.
1,000 trails, not the Encores.
Right.
Ends April 1st, and then one of them is April 15th. I believe that one is the Orlando one. So you have to move every 2 weeks instead of every 3 weeks. So just like the Encore. So if we're going from Encore 2 weeks, 1,000 Trails 2 weeks, Encore 2 weeks, and then it's hard to get in to a lot of places because so many of the snowbirds are coming in. So then making those reservations aren't as easy. I can see myself settling down for 3 months, you know.
Yeah. Or just like trying to figure out a different spot to winter.
Probably.
With the exception that we do want to spend the holidays with the fam.
Right.
And that's probably like a 6-week. If we did Thanksgiving
And Christmas.
to Christmas, it's probably like a 6-week time.
Right.
To spend in the South Florida area. So yeah, that's the only part. It might be just a matter of getting used to it too, because it's our first time doing it.
It is our first year, absolutely.
So it might just be, just getting used to it. And I mean, if you have the 1,000 Trails Adventurer, which is the top tier 1,000 Trails Adventure membership, you still have to move every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I believe they still have the high usage restriction also.
And they still have the high usage restriction.
But they can do the Trails collection for 3 weeks.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. For you guys, if you have it. And
yeah, if you have it, let us know. I'm going to reverse the question on me. So what I thought full timing would be versus what it is. It's funny because I got, which I'm sure a lot of people get really caught up into the YouTube videos and the Instagrams of, this is vacationing every day and opening my door and having beautiful views every day. That's what lured me in, and it's not realistic. I mean, it's just not. Yes, you can book some campgrounds, whether it's on the beach or state forest or whatever, you're going to have beautiful views. But it's not going to be every reservation for the entire year. You're going to be stuck in some campgrounds that you're in sardine cans. You're going to be in some that's just like concrete lots, with nice amenities, but still it's just like, just all concrete and RV after RV after RV, barely any trees.
It's life. It's life like you would have it in your sticks and bricks. We still have to work.
Exactly.
We still have to do laundry.
Right. So that comes to the other part. Like, I'm not out adventuring every day. It's not like, okay, we're going to go kayaking. We're going to go disc golfing. We're going to go hiking. Because we still have normal life. We still have vlogs to edit and work to do and photographs, to upload.
And laundry and cooking and grocery shopping.
Us cooking for Lexi, doing laundry. Like, you have your day-to-day stuff. So you're not on vacation 24/7. So, yeah, that part, it really started to sink in. I think I would say a few months in. I feel like a few months in, I started to get a little bummed. Like, okay, this is not what I expected it to be.
I don't think it was a few months. I think it's closer to like 5 months, 5 or 6 months.
That I started getting a little bummed with.
Yeah, it wasn't right away.
Like, it's not what I thought.
Yeah.
But, at this point, now that I'm a year in, I went from the excitement of it to being bummed about it to now, it is what it is. At least I have a different destination to explore anytime we're out and about, see something new, eat somewhere new. But still live my life as if I would be living it in a sticks and bricks.
With the difference that you are changing location.
Yeah.
So for instance, we're not going to reveal where we are, but when we got here, this particular campground, they gave us like a list of places to visit, places to eat.
Things to do in this area. That was really awesome.
Exactly.
Not all the campgrounds give you a list like that.
Right. And then this particular location has a lot of lakes, has a couple of like nature centers and places like that. So, it's cool because those are things we've never done, and we can still do. The downtown area itself is very cute, very quaint.
It is. It's adorable.
So if we were home and we would go downtown, it would be the same downtown.
Right.
If we would go kayaking, it would be the same river, the same lake. When we move, we get to do the same things in different places.
Right.
And that wasn't bumming me at all because I'm 1,000% like social media conscious. And that's when I had to like sit down and say, listen, you're getting wrapped up in IG, you're getting wrapped up in social, and, people are specifically picking these photographs, these things to post because nobody wants to see you do laundry. No one wants to see a post of, hey, IG, look, I'm doing laundry. Yeah. Nobody cares that you're doing laundry. Nobody cares that you're shopping. Nobody cares that you're like, cleaning your RV. Nobody cares. That's not the kind of things that attract people to IG. And IG, if we're being honest, is a fake world.
It is.
For the most part.
For the most part. I'm
we
as
try
real
to
as I
be
can be.
right. We try to be as genuine as we can.
Yeah.
And provide. We're not interested in providing negativity at any
No.
level or receiving negativity at any level.
Yeah.
So we try to make our videos.
Yeah. Hence, my days in the life are not that exciting. We have our adventure day videos, but then the days in the life, because it's just normal.
Every day.
What we do on an everyday basis. Right. Nothing out of this world.
Yeah. For those of you that are wondering and haven't met us, what you see is what you get. This is it, you know. This is not an onion. You're not going to peel it back and meet somebody else. This is it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, which, you know, that's a great opening too for those that are coming across this video for the first time, because it's our Nomadversary. Thank you for tuning in. And I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. And just to give you a little recap, what our channel, you'll find vlogs of campground tours. We're obviously Thousand Trails members, so they will mainly be Thousand Trail campgrounds.
And we love it.
Yeah, we do. Neighborhood drives, although I will say we love it, but if there is a park that we don't like, we're honest in our reviews.
Absolutely.
Somebody commented on Facebook asking us if we were paid by ELS, and I'm like, who's that? And no, I don't get compensated for this. So then at that point he was happy. He's like, okay, I'm happy about your vlogs. Thank you for being honest. Because I guess there's people out there, ELS is the owners of Thousand Trails, and they must pay people to do campground tours. We're not paid. We're not even monetized.
No.
So we're doing this because we want to share our experience. So along with those campground tours, there is neighborhood drives, so that you can get familiar with that area. Right.
So when you arrive at a campground, at least I do. When I arrive at a campground, I sort of want to know what's around here. And I want to know before I get here, actually. I don't even want to know when I get here. I want to go before I get here. Yeah. So a lot of times I'm searching, like, hey, when I get there, like, where's the Walmart? Where's the CVS? How do I get gas? You know, those type of things. And so what we're trying to do is that we're trying to provide that for you, because I need it. And I figure if I need it, maybe somebody else does.
Yeah, so this is a type of vlog that she likes watching. There's somebody, I think, like in Quartzsite that does these videos, and she loves them.
Oh, RVer TV, Russ.
She loves watching that stuff. I'm not that into it. So then on the flip side of that, I love day in the life videos. She doesn't really like those. I watched them a lot from other channels that I watch, and every time they do it, I'm enthralled. So then I do those videos too. Everything that we do in our day, from start of the day to the end of the day.
Right.
So you'll catch days in the life, and then sprinkled in are RV repairs, maintenance, renovations. This painting is in the future. The vlogs are to come. Cooking. So yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. So I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and follow us. She's Lou. I'm Angie. We've been together 20 years, and this is Lexi, our Chihuahua Rat Terrier. All right, so where have we been?
We've been through a lot of Florida.
Throughout Florida. So our first year has been Florida based. Thousand Trails has 3 parks. So we've been to all 3 of those, and I made myself a little list so that I don't forget.
Multiple times.
Yeah. So Peace River, we've gone to 4 times this year. Wow. Orlando 6.
Wow.
And Wildwood twice. I know you really want to go back to Wildwood. Wildwood twice. And the reason why those had been so many times is because we've been jumping back and forth from a Thousand Trails to a Trails collection, since we don't have an adventure.
We have to do that.
We have to. If we would have had an adventure membership, which might be in the books in the future, we're able to explore more parks, because we don't have to worry about coming back to a Thousand Trails. We can go from Encore to Encore to Encore to Encore.
Right, and that is the only Thousand Trails membership tier that allows that.
Right, that's a separate benefit, but you need to have the adventure in order to have that benefit. So yeah, and then Trails collections, we actually did 8 of them. Again, we could have done a little bit more, but one in particular, Breezy Hills, we went to 4 times this year.
And that's our like a home base.
That is our home base. We are South Floridians. So we would go back to Breezy Hills. We went for Thanksgiving for family. We went for Christmas for family. We went for follow-up doctor's appointments. So we went back to Breezy Hills 4 different times. And then the other Encore resorts, which I'll go ahead and list here, that we've been to, so that you can go back and catch those tours if you haven't, is Southern Palms in Eustis, Forest Lake Village in Zephyr Hills, Winter Garden in Winter Garden, Sunshine Holiday in Fort Lauderdale, Rose Bay in Port Orange.
Love it.
Space Coast in Rockledge.
No words.
And then Sunshine Travel in Vero Beach. So we have in total experienced 8, 9, 10, 11 different campgrounds here in the state of Florida. And I can't wait to see which campgrounds are in store for us for our second year. Because I believe our second year we're also leaving the state of Florida. There's going to be more in Florida that we're going to see. And then there's going to be some outside of Florida that we're going to see.
Right. So we haven't done the west coast of Florida.
No.
Which I'm really excited about, because there's like a lot of like clear beaches over there. It's the Gulf Coast, and I would love to visit that.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of St. Petersburg, and would love to visit St. Pete again. So I'm very excited about the west coast of Florida.
Yeah.
Out of those encores, which was your favorite?
Out of these, my favorites.
Number 1.
Oh my God. I would say my favorite is Rose Bay in Port Orange. And it's not even necessarily about the campground itself, although the campground was really nice. There was very minimal amenities, but in reality, we don't use the amenities that often.
Not that often.
We don't go to the pool in every single campground, which is a bummer. I wish we did, but it's life. We have other things to do.
Right.
But our space was wonderful.
And I don't like people.
The staff was wonderful, and we really enjoyed the surrounding areas. That whole neighborhood was awesome.
Yeah.
We were able to day camp in the beach with our truck camper. We were close enough to one of our best friends, Tara, to go and visit her and hang out.
She came over to visit us.
Exactly. I mean, I just like that area. And the park was really nice as well. There is a train that goes by it,
there is,
but it didn't bother me at all.
No.
There's a boat ramp, which at the time we didn't have a kayak. In the upcoming videos, there's going to be a new kayak unboxing. So if we were to go back there, we can drop our kayak there and go, around Rose Bay. I forget what that was actually called, that bay.
It was called Rose Bay.
It is called Rose Bay.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to do in that area. You can go to the beach, you can go to downtown, you can go to New Smyrna. There's
it's close
a preserve.
To Daytona Beach.
There's a preserve that's over there that I believe I want to say Roosevelt's first assigned preserve, one that Roosevelt assigned as a preserve. So it's a cool area. Yeah. That's my favorite, and then my second one would be Vero. I really like Vero a lot too. I also like how easy it is, because Vero, you get off of 95 and go into the park. Like literally, you just get off and go into the park.
Right there.
And it was very clean, it was pristine.
Yeah.
I really liked, and there was some stuff to do there too, because it's very close to Daytona also. So there's some stuff to do there. We went to Daytona Beach there.
Yeah.
So those are I think our two favorites, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And from the 3,000 trails, which one is your favorite?
My favorite out of the 3,000 trails is Wildwood. I like that Wildwood, both me and Lexi, by the way. That's Lexi's favorite too, and our reasoning is the exact same. Wildwood gives you a combination of both nature as well as civilization. So when we're walking on asphalt, a normal ground with the dirt and the grass next to you. Whereas at Peace River, it's just basically all dirt. So I have to sweep every day. The dirt gets into the Crocs, and then your feet get disgusting, and Lexi gets very itchy. And then Orlando, it's like mainly all concrete.
Well, that's because we stay in the new area.
Yeah, we do stay in the new area. The campy area, it's very there's a lot of red ants back there. We stayed there once, and I would go back there again, but again, there's no internet back there either. Like,
the connection
is
internet.
very bad.
Yeah,
So yeah, Orlando's mainly all asphalt with just little patches of grass here and there. So it's not as nice, and her feet catch fire walking, especially now in summertime.
Yeah.
So I like Wildwood that gives you a little bit of both. You have the cows, and you have the cranes, and you have the armadillos.
So there's 3. So put them in
Which
order.
Order I prefer?
Yeah.
Wildwood, Orlando, and then Peace River.
Okay.
I should put Peace River second because I know it's her favorite, but I like Orlando more.
Yeah, Peace River is my favorite, and I understand what she's saying, and I agree with it 100%. But I love the river.
She does.
I love walking around the river. I love just sitting there and having coffee. The river brings me so much peace.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel so good. I miss water when I'm not around it, and I haven't been around it for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Peace River, and I love the idea of like going into the gravel and trying to find like shark teeth and stuff. So I really love Peace River, and the staff is outstanding.
Yeah, they're awesome.
The staff at Peace River is just outstanding people, just really helpful, really kind.
I mean, we've been there, what did I say? We've been there 4 times, and they know us by name. Like, sometimes I see, the last time we went, the lady just came out. She's like, oh, I saw you pull up. And then she came out. Hi, Miss, oh, I almost said my last name. She came out to greet us and give us our paperwork and said, go ahead and go find your side. And then, you know, you can come up to the office.
Yeah. I think I have to put Wildwood and Orlando side by side.
Really? They're a tie for you?
Yeah, I think they are, because I really like Wildwood a lot. My cow friends are there. And I like get such a kick out of like just trying to get them to like engage with me. And I like that the campground is not too big.
Yeah.
And I like that the sites are easy to get into. I like that we can have fires, campfires there.
Yeah.
But I really, 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 really love the concrete jungle of Orlando. It's a respite from like the regular campgrounds when you're in the new area. It's like so resort-like.
Right.
It feels so fancy. Right? And the amenities, we always go to the pool there.
We always go to the pool in Orlando.
Yeah.
I think only once we went to the pool in Peace River, the first time we ever went to Peace River.
And there was those little bugs.
Those love bugs. That first time that we went, I guess it was the season for them.
Oh my God.
Love bugs everywhere. We could not enjoy the pool.
On our face, on our nose.
They were just getting stuck to us from the suntan lotion. And we've never gone to the pool again.
Yeah. It's a small pool. And like I said, I don't like people. So you go to the pool and you have somebody like right next to you, or when excuse me, there's children in the pool and their parents are allowing them to like cannonball into the pool, or like they're screaming. All of those things are things that are negative for me. I understand that there's families, that campgrounds have family. It's not them, it's me. So I don't end up going to the pool often because of that kind of chaos. That kind of like, for me, it takes the joy out of it. But Orlando, the pools are so huge. There's 2 pools. They're huge. So you can go and assess the situation. Okay, there's a bunch of people here. That one there isn't. Okay, I'm going over there. You know. And the jacuzzi's pretty big there too. Yeah. So you don't have to be like sitting right next to someone. But we always go to the pool there. We just started playing shuffleboard. So
recently.
We just learned how. Yeah. So we've been playing it at each campground that we've been in.
We have.
Yeah. But I have to put them side by side because I know when I get to Orlando, like my first thing out of my mouth is I want to go to the new site. And we've been lucky.
Yes. We've always gotten a site there.
We've always gotten a site there.
Yeah.
And then we like the campy out in the back.
Yeah, but now that we're doing lives every Tuesday, you know, that's just deterring me because if our connection's going to be bad, I don't want to mess up our lives on Tuesday where it's going to get disconnected. We've talked about maybe doing them when we're over there in the truck. That might be a possibility. So that's something to discuss when we book Orlando again in the future.
Yeah, but I have to put them side by side.
Yeah. So
next,
the big question. So now you know how many times we've been to parks and how many parks we've been to. How much have we saved? Because my God, we bought our Thousand Trails membership through the outlet.
Right, so it's used.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with that, I'll definitely link in the cards our experience of how we bought the outlet and what it was like. And I don't even remember if we said how much we bought it for, but all the details of it. In the description below, I have Kimberly's information, her name, her email, her phone number. She is like so helpful with answering every question. Never pushy in terms of, you know, so are you ready to buy today? Not once.
Never salesy.
She would always text or email just our, you know, the answers to our questions.
Yeah.
Never pushed or asked if we were ready.
Never.
And we had been emailing her for weeks and weeks and weeks before. Well, I think I emailed her once or twice, but mainly you.
Yeah. I had a lot of questions.
Yeah. And so we went ahead and bought our membership through the outlet.
We paid $4,200 for it.
Okay, there you go. And that is basically your lifetime. After that, you're just paying an annual due.
Right.
As if you were living in a home in a community, and then you're paying your annual due memberships.
Or your condo fees.
Yeah, your, what is HOAs.
HOAs, yeah.
There you go. Your HOAs.
Home association. Homeowners association.
Yeah. So no different than that.
Exactly. That's a great comparison, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on point. Yeah.
So in let me see here. In total, no point in breaking up what it is that we spent in 2022, April through December, and then January. In total, the campgrounds, if we would have paid for these 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 2 weeks and 3 weeks.
In other words, 52 weeks. So we have been in the system 52 weeks.
52 weeks.
There hasn't been.
Our new do now.
There is not one time since April that we left of last year until now, which makes it a year, that we have paid for a campground.
No, we haven't paid for a campground. I will put in the little disclaimer that 1 week, 10 days out of the whole year we were out of the system, because those 10 days we put the RV in storage so that we can stay at her sister's house to spend portion of our niece's summer vacation with her.
Yep.
That's it. And those 10 days cost us $80 for storage.
Exactly.
So that's how we've paid all year for, for basically campground storage.
Exactly.
So if we would have paid out of pocket at the price, because every time I book, I check on RV Go. Is it RV2Go?
RV on the go.
RVonthego.com. How much it would have cost me to make that reservation. I have it all tallied up on my spreadsheet.
Right.
$20,806.91
to date.
To date.
So if you minus the $4,200, it's about $16,000. So we've gotten our money back 4 times. 5 times.
Yeah.
20,000. 4 times 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about 5 times.
So that is pretty shocking, I would say. I mean, yeah, a lot of people that are stationary, you're thinking, I'm not going to spend that much anyways, because once you sign an annual lease, it's going to be a lot less. What we pay, what we would have paid at a campground for 2 weeks, $1,200. Their stationary costs, and I'm thinking of Highland Pines when we were stationary, is a lot less. So obviously you're not gonna be spending $20,000 if you're stationary, but there are a lot of people that are coming to these Thousand Trails campgrounds, especially snowbirds, that are paying out of pocket. They don't have a membership. They don't care for the membership. So they would have paid this $1,200, these $1,500.
They pay a seasonal. They usually, if they're going to and from, a lot of them are paying a seasonal amount for 4 to 6 months. So they're getting a better rate.
Okay.
But those that travel, they go month to month, are going to pay very similar to that.
So that is quite the hefty bill. I was very impressed, and I wanted to keep a tally of it throughout the year just to see if buying the Thousand Trails membership would have been worth it. And yeah, for $4,000 to $5,000 lifetime, it's totally worth it. It's a great investment.
Right. So right now you're probably asking yourself, yeah, but you have annual dues, and we do. Okay. And annual dues are different for everybody. It depends on what, especially if you buy it at the campground outlet, it depends which one you bought and what dues it came with. For our particular membership this year, we would pay $1,120. And you're going to say, wait a second.
Wait, yeah.
So it's $676. That's $626 is our annual dues.
For 1,000 trails.
For 1,000 trails. It has taxes on it. Okay. We have a $25 yearly assessment that goes to bettering the campgrounds.
Right.
Then we added, as we would, the trails collection.
Correct.
You must, if you don't have to add the trails collection, that could be the end of your dues. There's many people in Florida that go within those 3 parks that we mentioned. They go to Wildwood, Three Flags, Wauchula, Peace River, Orlando, Thousand Trails. There's plenty of people that we've met in this year that travel within those 3 parks. They just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, that you would only have to pay your dues. Okay. We added the trails collection. It went, last year we paid $330 for it, and this year they raised it $50. So this year it was $370, and that has taxes as well. And so for annual dues this year, it's $1,120. And if you take that and you divide it into 12 months, you'll see that it's just under $100, about $93, $94 a month. So in my opinion, you can't beat that.
Yeah. $100 a month of basically rent and amenity. For rent, amenities, and utilities.
Yeah. So your electricity, your water, your sewer, and then whatever amenities you have within each individual park. I don't see how you could live more affordably than that.
For sure. With that being said, I guess that would answer our next, question to ourselves is, do we see ourselves continuing to do this? I would say so.
I don't have a stop date.
I would say
at least not at this moment.
It is so financially feasible for us. Neither one of us work full-time jobs.
Right.
We both have a little part-time gig to get us by for our main needs. And that's the way we want to live. That's our choice. Yes, we can have a full-time job. Yeah. And yes, by having a full-time job, we'll have a lot more money to be able to spend and do more things. But in reality, we're not doing that much anyways. We're like...
In my opinion, you can give up 40 or 50 hours a week working to have 2 or 3 days a week to do something with that money. One of which days I would be exhausted because I always need a day of recovery when I'm working that many hours. So I don't have the energy to go out and spend my money because I'm so tired. So for me, my balance, my life and my life balance feels better working very little hours where I can wake up when I want, go to sleep when I want, lounge around when I want, and know that the bare necessities that we have and beyond those bare necessities, right? So obviously food, shelter, and then the emergencies, tires, tune-ups, going out to eat, here and there, those things are covered. Yeah. And we get to spend time together. We get to watch TV, we get to Netflix.
And binge.
Yeah, we get to use the amenities in the park, we get to go on hikes, we get to go kayaking, we ride our electric bikes. It's a very leisure life that we lead.
It's a very happy and fulfilling life for us.
Aw.
So yes, I totally will continue doing this. I too don't have an end date in sight. There's still so much to see throughout the country. And paying the annual dues as low as they are for a whole year, I can't imagine. My main question is why not? Why not? Just do it.
All right, so the other expense that we have, and in order to be completely transparent, is the gas.
Yes, I would say that's probably the biggest expense. That is definitely the biggest expense that we have. Because you don't just have the gas to get from campground to campground. Now you have the gas that you're using within that time frame too, because you got to go to the grocery store. Or, oh my God, I ran out of potatoes and that's what I wanted to cook today. So you got to run to get this one item, not just your full grocery list.
And then you want to explore, and not everything is close to the campgrounds either.
Right.
In this particular campground that we're in, there's a lot of things that are really, really close by. But the main city center is a good 10 or 15 minutes away, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're driving a truck that's an 8-cylinder truck, that's 5.4 liter, and it's 20 years old, the mileage isn't great on it. So it's a little, the gas is our highest expense that we have.
Yeah, I would say so. Gas, and then groceries would be second.
Yeah, but we would have groceries regardless.
Right. Yes.
Gas would be different. Yeah.
All right. I don't have any other questions or topics. I am very excited that we've done this for a year.
Yeah,
I can't believe that time has flown that fast. I will say that my biggest shock is that we're not in the same RV that we started in.
For sure.
You could not have told me that we weren't going to be in the same J-Fly Swift that we renovated to make our home.
Yeah.
By the time the year ended. I thought we were going to be in there for a few years.
Agreed.
Maybe 3 years before we decided to change to something else. Because I was happy in it. No way would I have thought that a hurricane would have come.
That was a shocker.
And even though we weren't in the center of the hurricane, we still incurred some major water damage.
Yeah.
There were some breaches, and then Geico ended up deciding to declare
that I
due
did.
to the water breach, total loss. And it's like, seriously?
Yeah.
That completely threw us for a loop.
I still don't understand that.
So here we are in a second RV within our first year.
Yeah. Renovating
because the paint that you see behind us is something that just started happening a couple days ago. We're still painting what's behind you.
Yeah. Don't look that way.
Don't look behind you. Don't turn around. So that's my biggest shock of this year.
Yeah.
Same for you?
That was definitely number one shock for me. Definitely. Number two shock for me is that unlike you, the first part of this journey for me went very slow because of what I was experiencing. The second part of the journey has gone really, really fast. And then the other shocker was you going through what you went through of it not being an Instagram life.
Oh, when I started to get a little bummed out about full timing.
That was a shocker. Yeah, that was a shocker.
I think I had even told you, okay, I'm ready to go stationary again. Because if everything's going to be the same just about every day, might as well be in the same place. But I got over it. I finally just realized, I'm not going to go to Easterland to play disc golf every week. This week I'm going to play at a completely new park.
Right.
Next week I'll play at a completely new park. I'm not going to go kayaking in Middle River all the time. Now I get to go to different lakes and different rivers. So as long as I switched my mindset to that, like, okay, not every day is going to be an adventure, but when I do have an adventure, it's always going to be something new in a new location, a new place. I'm good with that. I'm
glad she is, because I wasn't planning on going stationary after.
After you adopted.
After I got over the whole I'm displaced.
Yeah. And now this is starting to feel a little bit more homey that we're working on it.
Yeah.
So our time indoors would be more enjoyable too.
Well, I mean, it was a shocker changing, but our particular RV also provided more comfort.
Yeah, it did.
So that was beneficial, I guess, in the end.
Absolutely.
So that's it, folks. That's all we got.
Thank you for celebrating our Nomadversary with us. We hope you have a wonderful Easter Sunday. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on our 1 year following our journey. And for those of you that are new, your thoughts on possibly having 1,000 Trails membership, or if you've had negative experiences, because there are people that do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haters out there, and I don't bash you. It's all good.
It's all good. It's everyone's individual experience.
Yeah, we all have our own experiences.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload a video. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. I have this.